This is Drac Attack, and I'm here with Plus Profile number 22. A Plus Profile is where I do a profile of a player that is planning on playing the upcoming MMO, Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Today we have Isin, and I've got to know him a little bit. He's in my guild, the Plus Guild, and we've had some fun times on the Reborn EverQuest server. So I hope you enjoy this Plus Profile. If you would like one of your own, please reach out to me on Twitter or comment below. Have a great day. Onward and upward.
My character name is going to be Isin. That is Isin, not Isin. My racing class, he's going to be a monk, and he's going to be an archive. Because I feel like they pretty much chiseled the body of an archive after me. Yeah, I think that fits me really well. No, actually, I like their lore. Their lore is like really interesting to me, and I think it'll make a really great combination with the elemental aspect of that race to go with my monk. I am a prospective guildie of the Plus Guild, and hopefully they look on me with mercy and kind hearts and accept me. Oh, that's a long time ago. I heard when they started their Kickstarter, and I think that was probably 5 or 6 years ago, 6 years ago now. But if I remember correctly, I was a little enamored with EQ Next at the time, so I didn't give it like a lot of attention. But the more that EQ Next kept going downhill, we'll say, I started looking into it more. And then when EQ Next fell off the table, I really started looking at it. But being burned by EQ Next and me having pretty much contributed to that game made me a little wary of contributing to any games for a while. But yeah, I've been following it since I can remember it coming out, or it announced, I should say. That's a tough question. I'm kind of going to answer it a little bit differently. It's going to be a tie. You always have a love for the first MMO RPG you ever played, typically, and mine was Asheron's Call. Not a class-based game, it was a skill-based game, and it taught me a lot about how to make your characters more viable and how to survive in the world and excel. So that was a unique experience in itself, and the community was really, really small and really, really tight-knit, and that was great. And obviously EverQuest is my other tie, as probably most people, just because it was a whole new system for me to learn, and the world had really good lore, and it was really fun actually having a class-based game and you being limited to a certain role, and it made you focus on what you had to do to be successful and to do the best that you could for your parties and your raids. My best MMORPG story, there's a few of them, but I think the one that I remember the most fondly would be happened in EverQuest. We had been hanging around, me and my friend had been hanging around a couple of guys from a guild, and they invited us to the guild. And it didn't happen right away, but a few weeks after that I realized that we were becoming pretty tight-knit. We'd all get online about the same time, and we'd all have plans to do stuff. And I realized that, and it kind of struck me like it was a special thing that we had. And it went like that for years. I mean, we had adventures and ups and downs, and it was great. And you got to know these people personally, and that's really the draw of an MMORPG for me. Another tough question. That would be probably in World of Warcraft, I would say. And aside from like Cthulhu and AQ, because he was just overtuned and he was broken, I'm gonna say Lich King 25-man raid. We tried and tried and tried and couldn't get him below 10%. I mean, couldn't take more than 10% off his health. And then they started buffing the zone with bonuses to our defense and our offense. And finally, when they hit about 20% is when we actually could take them down. And so it was like bumping your head up against a door so much, and then finally being able to open it and say, hey, look, we got some loot. I love PvE, and it's my main focus. I do like voluntary PvE, but typically, I've played on PvP servers before, and I've hung around that crowd a little bit. It just seems like that crowd tends to be a little more toxic in nature, and not everybody, but it's just enough to where it annoys me. So I've largely just avoided it and found a home in the PvE section. I have crafted in almost every MMO I've played. I am not a great crafter. I don't seem to have luck, with the drops that you need special recipes for this, that, whatever. But what I really excel at is actually going and gathering raw materials. I love doing that. I think it depends on the situation. If it's your average day, it's mostly just coffee, and I don't really eat at my desk too much. But if I have to be online or I want to be online for a certain thing and I haven't eaten, it's definitely going to be a monster drink called the Mule, and pork rinds and hot sauce. God, you ask all the tough questions. I just built this rig a couple of months ago, and I have to say, I'm gonna say my GPU. It's a RTX 3080, and it's one of the good ones. I haven't had a problem with it, and it has allowed me to play games that I couldn't play before. So yeah, I'll say the GPU. I want to give a shout out to everybody who has supported this game since way back when. For a while there was a real drought in information, and we weren't seeing the progress, and it's really easy to kind of just turn away and find something else. But for everybody who has stuck through and still with us, I just want to say thank you, and we're reaping the benefits of things like Project Fairfield and all the new people that started working there, and we're seeing all those fruits, and it's really really exciting time for us. And so yeah, a shout out to all those people. I'm gonna say February 3rd, 2022.